Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with the Critters. Just getting some things around and getting started. What do you think, Coco? What do you think, Coco? Good morning. Hey, Deb. Hey, Sam. Hey, everybody. Good morning, and hopefully everybody had a great 4th. We're out here this morning with Coco. Hi. And Quincy. So I pick who comes out. Hey, Adrian. I pick intentionally. Hey, Mano. Who comes out intentionally with each episode of Coffee with the Critters. So for those of you that, hey, Diana. Hey, Allison. Yay. I just saw Allison the other day. Sandy, good morning. Hope this link stays up today. Hey, Sean. Sorry I missed last week's Coffee with the Critters. I was in Seattle and I would have had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do it on time, so I chose to sleep in a little bit. Hey, Nancy from Key West. For those that don't know, my name's Lara Joseph, owner of the Animal Behavior Center. We're an international educational center. Hey, Susan. Hey, Bobby. We're an international educational center where we teach people how to use applied behavior analysis and positive reinforcement training with the animals in the care. And we do that all through our live streaming classes. You can find out more about what we do at theanimalbehaviorcenter.com. So this morning, I'm hanging out with Coco. This is Coco that was given to us by a zoo. And what do you think, Coco? I intentionally got him out this morning because I'm not sure what we're going to be talking about today since it's a Q&A. But I intentionally got him out this morning because I train and work with Coco every day, and we work on behavior issues, and I have yet to be able to pick him up. That's Suki. And I have yet to be able to pick him up. So, but I can still train him. We've just trained, I move him with a crate. So he steps on the crate and I move him from point A to point B. So like we were talking about in the memberships the other day, if I'm nervous, hey Puff, good to see ya. If I'm nervous about interacting something I'm getting ready to do with an animal, then I don't do it. Because if I'm nervous, and we were talking about this last weekend at the Northwest Bird Expo, if I'm nervous about interacting with an animal or a particular behavior I'm trying to train, I don't do it. I don't do it. Because if I'm nervous, that means it's because I'm not exactly sure what the animal's going to do. And if I'm nervous, that animal is probably, if it's not sure what I'm going to do, then I don't interact with it. I do, but I just back up in my training and I try something else. And I always make sure I'm comfortable with what I'm training, because if I'm comfortable with what I'm training, then I know that I'm accurately reading that animal's body language. And if I see comfortable body language in the animal, then I know I'm on the right track. So I also wanted to say, before we get started, I hope you feel better, Deb. Before we get started, come on. I just wanted to say real quick, our October event is coming up, and in this, we'll show the different speakers. Here's the speakers. I believe Deb is on here still. So it'd be myself, the awesome Deb Jones. If you are not aware of who she is and the work she does, I met her through training, and she's become a very good friend. And she does a lot of work with dogs, and there she is with Zen a couple years ago here at the center. Dr. Jason Crean, most of you know who he is. Okay, Suki, that's enough. Diana Nichols, she has a history of working with zoos, with dogs as well, a lot of different types of animals. Brooke Durham's coming in from California. She's with the SoCal Parrot Rescue. She's going to be talking about a lot of things, and but she's going to talk about parrots coming in to the United States via smuggling, and how they're flourishing in the Southwest, and different concerns they have. And then this guy right here, if you don't know him, you should. This is our vet here. He's the former Toledo Zoo vet. He's a former San Diego Zoo vet. He's also the vet that's responsible for saving Rico's life. He's going to be talking, he's hilarious. That's Dr. Tim Reichert. And it's an honor to have all of these people speaking. So the first day will be about the workshop, and you can find out the topics if you click on view schedule. There's first day workshop, interactive workshop, and this is on purpose to get everybody started for Saturday and Sunday, full day of speakers, and then Monday we're going to have breakout sessions, demonstrations, and what have you. So anyways, that is only, what is it, 95 days away? Oh, there we go, 95 days away. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to mention that before we get started, because today we're going to be talking about, let's do a Q&A. Let me know what questions you guys have, and if I can do some training demonstrations, I will. So I'm working on, with Coco, I'm working on several different things with him. So Coco has body language. He's been here a couple of months. He's fast. He is fast. So I'm not to the point yet. I was once where I could hand him treats. Hey, Mia. And I'm no longer there. Because I've been traveling and out of town quite a bit. Hi. So we're working on different things in the Parrot Project. I have every intention of picking him up. I'm just not there yet. So Mano, you said you want to train a great... Oh, do I want to train a great horned owl? Yes. I swore I'd never train another owl again. What? I've had several in my house that I've trained throughout the years. Yeah, but Mano, get in touch with me. I know I'm heading out to see a crow, not this week, but the following week too, that possibly might be coming for training. And also we're getting ready for a baby quadrumundi coming in for training. So that you guys will see in the level 2 membership. Heidi says, how do I break my African gray from biting? He is unpredictable and very territorial of his cage. Heidi, we have that here every day. If I see a parrot on the ground, that is, I don't tell them what not to do. But if parrots are on the ground here, it's usually a sign of nesting, and that's never something I reinforce or promote, because what you doing? Because of the behavior issues you're seeing, Heidi. So how do you break him from biting? That biting serves a purpose for that animal. And it's if it's biting, you're pushing it past its comfort level. Like I always say here, we start with training calm. Where do you begin training a certain animal? And training is the best form of communication I have found with any animal. Like I said, you've heard me say before, that animal can see, hear, smell, feel you. You are training it whether you realize it or not. We have a deaf and blind dog in the house, And she knows when I get up in the morning. She sleeps downstairs, I sleep upstairs. She knows when I get up in the morning. I'm assuming because as we get up, the air starts moving and different scents start flowing through the house, and boom, she's at the bottom of the stairs waiting for me. But what I was saying, if they can see, hear, smell, or feel you, you're training it anyways. The key question is, what are you training? If that animal is biting you, Heidi, you're pushing it past its comfort level. Back up, find a place to start reinforcing calm, pair yourself with the positive reinforcers, and it's always the animal that determines the positive reinforcer, not us. It's just us that determines when they're delivered. And we always reinforce behavior we want to see increase. B.F. Skinner once said, you must never reinforce an undesired behavior, a behavior you don't want to see happen again. Good luck with that. Because sometimes it happens in the environment and you have no control of it. But that's what applied behavior analysis is. It's the science of common sense. It's the science of consequences, and manipulating the environment to get the behaviors that you need so you can reinforce them. So if I see an animal biting or lunging, that's an animal pushed past his comfort level. Take a step back, find out where you can start interacting, where you can reinforce behaviors you want. If I'm working with an animal in a cage or an enclosure, that's right, Rock, that's lunging at cage bars, I don't care what type of animal it is. What I do is I set up the cage, peekaboo, with food dishes around the cage, so that way if I think the animal's going to lunge after me, as I approach the cage to deliver the positive reinforcer, I'll wait for it to be in an opposite side of the cage, and then I walk by and try to deliver a positive reinforcer. For example, I'm obviously talking about food. That's right, Rocky. Your girlfriend's on here. Anyways, I try to deliver the positive reinforcer where very quickly, and then I walk away, okay? And I walk away quickly so that lunge or that bite doesn't even give it the opportunity to happen. That way, what you're doing is you're becoming a conditioned reinforcer. That's what, Rock? That is usually always the place I start when I'm working, if I'm training a wildlife ambassador or a lot of prey animal, any animal. What do you think, Rock? But you're likely to get those behaviors. Those behaviors are very common in exotics. But what I was saying is you start becoming a conditioned reinforcer. Hey, Dina, my sister's on here. You start, peekaboo. What you're doing is you're becoming a conditioned reinforcer. What that means is you are taking an object, like myself, and I'm consistently associating myself with the animal's positive reinforcer. That way, and this is what I say when I'm working a lot of times with wildlife ambassadors, in the beginning, hey Rocky, in the beginning, there's all kinds of great behaviors happening here right now. I'm reinforcing them. That's right, Rocky. Hi, Rocky. Hi, Rocky. He's not gonna let me finish. Peekaboo. In the beginning, a lot of times the only thing I have to work with is food because that's right, Rocky, because people are usually a feared object, but with consistently pairing myself with the delivery of the positive reinforcers, the food, and not pushing the animal past its comfort level, soon just the sight of me becomes, or the opportunity to interact with me becomes the animal's positive reinforcer. Does that make sense? Yes, Adrian, pairing reinforcers with my presence. Absolutely. Like with Coco, I mean, he can move so fast, he can deliver a bite and you don't even know it happened until you've got blood dripping from you. I don't want to be associated with that, because I want Coco to look forward to me interacting with him. And Coco is an animal, even though I'm talking about a bird, this applies to any animal. I don't know his history. I know zilch, next to zilch about his history. He looks like he's in his mid-20s. I think we were told he was a wild caught. I don't know. But all I have to work with is his body language. That's how he communicates with me. And even though a lot of our animals, we talk to them and we think they're understanding what we're saying, most of the time they're reading our body language. So, like, this is behavior I want to reinforce. So that may not look like training. There's a lot of training happening there. There's a reason we watch how an animal moves, its preferred form of locomotion. He cannot fly. That is why he's out here. Otherwise, he would not be out here during a live stream other than in the Parrot Project if he was flying, because I need to be paying attention to him. And I tell people, when I'm training an animal, I really don't like talking to different people, because when I'm training that animal, that is a line of communication between me and that animal. And if somebody comes up and starts talking to me, you're interrupting our conversation. And I have to take my eyes off of him and I have to look at you. And I could be putting myself in danger, or I could frustrate that animal because we were just sitting here training and he was earning reinforcers, and all of a sudden it stopped and he's still sitting there giving me the behavior. That can frustrate an animal. It may just look like I went over and pet him, but he is out on this gym on purpose because he cannot fly. And when I want to reinforce him being down here, because if he's coming down here, he's wanting interaction. So and I always ask an animal if I can touch it, if I can pet it, because a lot of times I see people just assume animals want to be touched. There's a lot of animals that don't want to be touched. That touch could be a very stressful interaction with them. Owls don't necessarily like to be pet on the head like you see on Facebook all the time. There's all kind of body language there. But anyway, something else I was doing with him. So I'm using conditioned reinforcers right here. You come down here, I'm coming over. And that's putting choice back in his environment, and that's him telling me I want interaction. Coco is a social animal. So he's gonna come back down, I'm gonna go reinforce it, hopefully. You guys hear that sound he's making? So he's making this, we talk about this in the Parrot Project, but he's making this, it's really light. It's like a, sounds like that. Since day one, Yeah, I bet you can't hear it because it's really light, but you've heard it before in the Parrot Project. Since day one, when he makes that sound, I'll lightly touch the back of the head. So you see how my hand is over top of his head? I am not going in like this because he can move so fast and bite me. And I just need to be able to know that I am accurately reading his body language. And what I'm doing, there's a lot of conditioned reinforcers happening here, right here. Every time you come down, I'll come over to you. Here comes Snow. And every time you make that sound, I'll move in for a pet. So I always ask him, can I pet? I don't. I think you've seen me pet him 3 times now. One time, he didn't. His eyes were not that. There's different body language I'm reading. He did not give me that cooing sound, so I'm letting him know what I'm doing is building contingencies, meaning if this, then this. If you give me that cooing noise, I will pet you. If you don't give me that cooing noise, I won't pet you. So that's him that's me developing and giving choice in his environment. He's sitting, Quincy is right underneath him. He loves being in close proximity to Quincy. So I'm paying attention to my environment because there's a dog outside barking now. So those are changes in the environment I need to watch for. I can't assume that he's going to be okay with, so he's just watching Quincy. So a lot of times people will ask me, thanks everybody for sharing this live stream, I appreciate it. A lot of times people will ask me, how do I know I'm reinforcing a behavior? And a lot of times I don't know if I'm using a valuable reinforcer. I think I am right now. Why? Because I'm seeing this behavior maintain or increase. So 2 things need to happen for something to be a reinforcer. It must maintain or increase behavior, and it also happens after a behavior, okay? So the behavior of him sitting on this perch is being reinforced. That's right, Rock, because a lot of times he's right there destroying that toy. And I can't assume that, this is why I tell people, build your list of reinforcers. Hi, Rocky. So I'm sitting here training Rocky. That's right, Rocky, because Rocky is a screamer, Coco is a screamer. So I could be reinforcing, hey Gail, I could be reinforcing, hi Rocky, a scream, which I'm not. Instead, I'm reinforcing talking. What do you think, Rocky? And, oh boy, Snow outside barking could easily set Rocky off and get Rocky screaming. Hi, Rocky. So, what do you think, Rock? I'm just going, that's great advice, handing your head, yeah, holding my hand up high. Yeah, so I'm also, now, Coco is also afraid of sticks. What are you talking about? Another noise besides screaming that I want to reinforce. I was watching him in the viewfinder. That's right, Rock. Now his body language has just changed. And I'm not exactly sure what it means, so I don't want to accidentally reinforce an undesired behavior. So if I don't know what it means, I'm going to, that's right, Rock. I'm going to back up, and I'm going to put my tripod back where it was. Good job, Coco. I really want to see what Snow's barking at. Hang on. So if I hear a behavior, or like her barking, I want to go see what she's barking at, because whatever she's barking at is reinforcing the bark. She's outside working, playing with the toy. I'm going to move this tripod back to where it was, because you see how behavior changed? Here comes the scream. What happened different in the environment? I moved the tripod close, and I moved my chair over. So, good. Did you guys hear that sound? I'm still not comfortable, because now his eyes are looking up at my hand. And that means something else I'm training him is I'll deliver the reinforcer. This is you've seen, I've tried to deliver food, he's not eating it. He's working for interaction. And what I train, good job, is if your beak stays here, my hand will come over. If your beak raises, I'm pulling my hand back. Contingencies. Try to give him a treat. Sorry. Okay, so a couple more things happening. So I'm building my list of reinforcers. So now I have pine nuts and head scratches. Be specific with your reinforcers, not just scratches, head scratches, okay? Did you see the body language change when I hurried up and moved my hand away? Did you see? Feathers went flat. That is, he moved a little quicker than what I was expecting, and I was watching the treat instead of his beak, and I hurried up and jerked my hand back because I thought he was coming for my hand. I wasn't sure. Here comes the scream. I wasn't sure. So his body language changed as well, because the best of my ability, he wasn't sure why I acted like that. So when somebody tells me, when somebody tells me an animal's being unpredictable, that animal is being unpredictable because something in its environment is unpredictable to it. So that's why I say predictability has its place. There's an article I wrote about that. There's an article I wrote about that, and I believe it's on our blog, which is on our website, theanimalbehaviorcenter.com. So many times, there's a reason I like working with exotics. I do work with some dogs, but I prefer it pretty much my own. I love working with exotics because for numerous reasons. They can be very dangerous to interact with, and they help me fine-tune my work. And they help me become a better behavior consultant and a better trainer. That's why I like working with Snow, our deaf and blind dog. My work with Snow is not necessarily about training a dog. It's about I really have to get my mind going if I'm working with a dog that can't see and can't hear. So I am fine-tuning my skills in applied behavior analysis working with her. We just did a live stream yesterday introducing her to a new enrichment. I would have thought about it, I would have had it hooked up this morning, but she is not in the center. On purpose, because if she's running it, it's one of those, it's that dog water fountain toy where they press on it and the water shoots up. She has clearly shown me that water is a very highly valued form of enrichment for her. So we started training her to take a shower. She loves taking showers now. We had to shape all of that behavior. And so she likes running through the sprinklers when the sprinklers are on out there. So I'm like, I got on Amazon and I'm like, water toys for dogs. So I got that springboard. What's going on up here? Check this out. Easy, Coco. So that's setting Rico off. Okay. I'm not sure why he's doing that, but I knew he did it because I was watching Rico. Rico was over, and Rico reacted, and that's when I ducked like this because I wasn't sure what was happening behind me. So, if it's going to be loud in here, let me figure out something else to train out here. Quincy, you stay in here. Can you sit? Good. Stay. Thank you. How? I'll be back. So we're out here with Milo. I want to see. I'm sorry, you guys. Oh, hey, Suzette. Good to see you. Good to have you on here. Let me show you some things. Like there's a dog water toy down there. I don't want Snow out here if it's not turned on because she knows it's down there and she was interacting with it yesterday. She has yet to be pressing on it, but she's almost there. And I'll tell you what, Quincy, our Rottweiler, who I just left in the other room, that can hear and see, Snow is figuring it out faster than Quincy is. So, isn't that amazing? Anyways, hey, thanks for sharing that, Crystal. Yeah, so I'm always reading animals' body language. But one of the things, I'm probably not going to stay out here too long because I've got the fans on and it's too loud. Let me run down and shut them off real quick so you guys can hear me. Hey, fellow. I want to show you something that I train. We were doing this in the Snow project. We're out here with Milo and Willie, the turkey vulture, Milo, the mini pig, and Cello. Snow will attack, or Milo will attack Snow. If Milo is our pig, Snow is, Snow is our deaf and blind puppy. Milo will charge and attack Snow. Why? I don't know. He just does it. So I think it's partially because it's not easy living with a deaf and blind dog, because one of the things that happens is other animals don't understand why she cannot read their body language. So other animals are clearly telling her, no, stop, back up. I'm not comfortable with this. And she can't see it. And then she comes running and plowing right into them. So what we do, I think Milo doesn't understand her. Milo doesn't understand, because Milo clearly shows body language, stop, back up, I'm not comfortable with what you're doing. And by that, how he does that, this is Milo, how he does that is he gets stiff, tail stops, mohawk goes up on the back, and pigs see out of the sides, so he will turn his body sideways to whatever he's uncomfortable with, and that is a form of communication for him to the other animals. Stop, back up, I'm not comfortable. Snow can't see that coming. So one of the things I do is whenever Snow comes out here, I've taught Milo, you need to run the other direction. So instead of coming towards Snow, and then all I do is go. That's what that's my cue. Milo, go. And he takes off running the other direction, and then I reinforce that. Let's see, I'm trying to think of something I can show you with Milo. Does that make sense? Milo, you come over here. Let me show you where I shaped that. Okay, so it's a lot about timing. So I'm getting my reinforcers ready. Good. He didn't see it. Come here. Come here. Good. Good. Oh, Cello. Sorry. Cello always does this. He photo bombs quite a bit, and he lands on my camera. You want to come to me? Good. So this is Cello, our roller pigeon. Let me see if I can train Cello and Milo at the same time. What we do, this is Cello, our roller pigeon, and when he first came to us, he would not come down to hands. He would not interact with people. And what we've done is we've paired, the only time he gets pine nuts is when we're training him. And I started training him for our October event a couple years ago. And you guys see how interactive he is in the photos we put up of the October event. People enjoy it. He lands on their head during the event. And I've trained that, like I'll train him to do certain things. So he knows this perch really well. Good. He knows. I trained him this to go on the shoulder a couple of years ago because I needed him stationing, which means a station is a target, meaning I want you to touch your body part to a particular object. What I'm training him right now is I want your feet on my shoulder. And then he knows if he flies to the shoulder, he'll get pine nuts. Now, he went there and I didn't ask him to, and I reinforced it anyways because I want to show you some things. So then I train him, make it really easy. Back. Good. I want to show you how I train him, the difference between hand. Okay, he needs some training. I don't mind him walking around on my head a lot, but I need him seeing what direction he's pointing. Okay. Good. So he's gonna fly to me. So I start with where I can get that behavior. I ask it before he can do it. Something else I was gonna say, perch. Okay, he's a little nervous because Milo's right underneath him. And Milo always goes right where I'm training animals because he knows I drop food. So, what I was gonna say is when he was on my head, what I didn't do, I didn't use negative reinforcement. Meaning, good. I didn't tip my head like that to get him off. That's negative reinforcement, and that's something I want to stay as far away from as possible. And what I mean by that is you get the behavior that you want, the behavior of him stepping off my head, maintains or increases to escape, avoid a consequence. And that escaping, he's escaping and avoiding being knocked off balance. So I don't want to have to tip my head like that to get him off. I just want to ask him. Because if I'm tipping my head, I'm pairing myself with an aversive, something the animal doesn't like. Will I still get behavior? I might, but not without its consequences. And the consequences are aversives to him. I don't want myself paired with that. So I just ask him. Oops, sorry. Good. So now I want him on my shoulder. So I do this. These are focus and control exercises. Or my ear. Got to work on that one. So what it's doing is it's causing him to have to pay attention to what I'm saying with my body language. Good. Okay? So I do shoulder, hand. Good. And then I'll add in head. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. There was some hesitation there. I'm not sure why, but I want to find out why, because something may be making him nervous. See if I can get him on my head. Up here. Right there. Okay, I'm going to ask the shoulder. Here. Okay. He's like landing on the side of my head. Good morning, Christy. Christy, I just sent you an email the other day about the October event. So I really wish Milo would move because he's standing right below and it's making Cello nervous. So, Milo, here you go. Over here. So instead of telling him what I don't want him to do, what I do is just give him something else to do. So he's hanging out here waiting for food to drop. So why don't I give him some food and drop it where I want him to be? Cello's foot is caught in my hair. There you go. There you go. See if this makes... Okay. Back on the camera. Cello. You're going to see his tail? Yeah. He likes to perch on the camera. Can you tell how many live streams I do here? So I want to head back into the bird room or the animal room because I want to find out what... Come here. I can't get him off my camera. Because I want to find out what's going on in there. Because it got really quiet. Cello. Okay. I'm just going to move you. I wish I could get a picture of this. Put him up on his perch. Good. This is where he stations a lot. Let's head back in here. Good job, guys. What are you doing, Quince? Hi, Coco. Does anybody else have any questions? I know you guys have been saying a lot. Hi. And I haven't been able... Coco. I haven't been able to read because I'm trying to train at the same time. Oh, okay. Hey, Vicky. Got some awesome dog trainers on here this morning. I'm just rolling back to see if anybody has questions. So Genevieve asked, I didn't do really great training out there with Milo because I wasn't working with the right reinforcer. I was working with Cheerios, and he couldn't hear them drop, and he wasn't seeing them drop. I usually work with pellets with him when I'm doing something out in the center, because a lot of times he needs to hear the food being dropped. Not necessarily, but to train that behavior, yeah, he needed to hear the food being dropped. Hi. So, Genevieve, your question is the cue with Snow and Milo, yes, is just Milo seeing Snow. If he sees Snow, that is his cue to run the other direction. Because, and I've done this, I make mistakes all the time, and I've made some bad ones. What you thinking, Coco? I've made some bad ones. By pairing myself with an aversive, because if Snow and Milo start coming together and I am consistently jumping in between them to get them to separate, I will use a positive punisher, an aversive, to change behavior if the alternative of not using it is worse. But note to self, if I've got to pull out an aversive to change a behavior, that's when I say, this cannot happen again, this needs training. Because what happens when those two come together, I'm building that conditioned reinforcer again, just like I was doing with Coco, except for with Coco, I was pairing it with highly valued reinforcers, pairing myself with it to start build a relationship with that animal. I am also building a conditioned reinforcer if every single time these two come together, I'm there delivering an aversive. Pretty soon, I'm being paired with the aversive. And, okay, this behavior is happening again. Not sure what it is, so I'm gonna move. Because I don't want this behavior continuing to happen. So what I was saying, Coco, get your butt up here. What do you think, Rico? Pretty soon, the animals, it's not going to be surprising to me if the animals start charging me and attacking me, because they may not understand why I keep coming in here and delivering this aversive. If they don't understand and this behavior keeps happening, this behavior is being reinforced. What do you think, Rocky? That behavior is being reinforced. So that's why hey, Rick, good to be seen. That's why if I use a positive punisher to change behavior, boom, I will use it once, because the alternative of not using it is worse. And sometimes I don't even know that situation is about to happen. But then, what do you think, Rock? Then I make sure the training starts, and I do not do that again. There's a very undesired behavior happening behind the camera. Let me show you. Thank you. Somebody's not supposed to be going into bird cages. So, instead of telling her what not to do, I reinforced what I did want her to do, and then I make sure that behavior cannot happen again. So, I wanted to move because that behavior of him hanging upside down happened twice. So something's reinforcing it. I wasn't sure what it was. Was it me sitting there? So what I did is I tried to remove the potential reinforcer, so I moved myself. The behavior changed. Maybe I don't know if I've ever had Coco out during a coffee with the critters. So I'm always watching in the viewfinder what is happening behind me. Anyways, let me show you how we changed another undesired behavior. Hi, Rocky. What you doing, Rock? What you doing, Rocky? And for those of you that know or don't know, those X's on the floor are on purpose. Hi, Rock. Because that tells the mammals where to go when bird cages are being opened. I'll show you real quick. What you thinking, Rock? So let me go into Murray's cage. Just get some reinforcers. Okay. So let's say I need to go into Murray's cage. Where do I need Quincy? She knows to sit on the X when the door is open. So she knows, what are you thinking, Coco? She knows to sit on that X. When doors open, mammals go sit on their target. And then what I'm doing with Murray here, I know you can't really see him, he's cut off right there, is he's on his station. Hi, Rocky. So I reinforce behavior. I want to see increase. Murray's feet are targeted to that perch. Quincy's butt is targeted to that X. If feet remain, and this is now a station, which is a target with duration. Hi, Rocky. What are you doing? So Rocky's on his station. Murray, Quincy, good. If Murray's on his perch, he's not coming out the door. Good. Rocky. Good. Thanks, Murray. So, does that make sense? What is it about that behavior that you don't like? I don't want mammals in bird cages because it's a very dangerous place for the mammal to be. Right, Coco? Yeah, so I left the door open. Hi! Here's Rocky. Here's the adorable Rocky. He's the one, he's also the mascot of the center. He's the animal that was going to be put down for behavior issues. And he's now our probably most handleable, sweetest bird. That, like I said before, what are you talking about? He's the one, he was a big screamer, biter, lunger, chaser. He's got the sweetest, most adorable voice. That's why we call him Rocky Valentine. We've changed those behaviors. He's watching you guys. What do you think, Rock? Anyways, this was a bird misunderstood. What? What do you think? What do you think? You seeing everybody? Say hi. You say hi? He's like, will you train me? How long did it take to get him to where he is today? Rocky? Jeez. Well, I've had him 10 years. Baby. Yeah. But we worked on numerous behaviors. Numerous. He's one of my best teachers. He's one of my best teachers because he had all these behavior issues and we changed him. Nicole, you should see my post in the Parrot Project. I'll go take a look. As soon as I get off here, I'll go into take a look at the projects and respond. So here's Murray. This is the one I was just training. Murray came to us from a department store that is now out of business. Right, Murray? Murray has a big fan base here as well. Leanne says, dogs in bird enclosures seems like a potential safety risk. Makes sense to station outside. Yeah. We also have that bright orange square. That's for Milo. So having dogs and pigs together can be a very dangerous situation. Only certain ones are allowed in here at the same time, always under supervision. If we are not sure, let me go show you. If we are not sure of a certain encounter, something that may or may not happen, and we need to split the mammals up immediately, we ask Milo to go to his station. Sit. Stay. Milo. Go ahead. Let's you go to your station. Now he's going to want to look around on the floor to see if there's anything to eat. Quincy, come here. You sit. Good. So these two will attack each other. Oh. Anyways, Sandy's here, so I will go ahead and end the live stream. Anyways, what I was saying is those two will attack each other, but that's how we keep them separated. Will you ask Milo to go outside? I don't know if you, I just want them separated until I end the live stream. So there's Sandy. Hi. Anyways, don't forget to check out our website, theanimalbehaviorcenter.com. That's okay if you want to put her out. Thanks, Sandy. Don't forget to check out theanimalbehaviorcenter.com and take a look at our October event. Seating is limited. Nicole says, if she doesn't catch your question live, she'll go back and answer it. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys must be saying something. I'm not paying attention. Yeah. If you like these live streams, this is what our membership is all about. And our project. So our membership is about using applied behavior analysis with animals, an array of different animals. Our projects are if people want to be really specific. They don't want to see how behavior works in general. They're just interested in behavior with parrots. Then we have the parrot project, the pig project, the snow project, the deaf dog project. Anyways, I'll go back and sit down and review this live stream as soon as I get off. Yeah, you know that's Coco, don't you? Yeah. Okay. I'll review this live stream as soon as I end it, and I'll go and answer questions that I didn't get a chance to address here. Thanks, Vicki. Yeah, the Parrot Project is one of our most popular. The Parrot Project and our memberships. So anyways, thanks for that shout out, Vicki. I appreciate it. Hey, Sean, I'll see you guys next Sunday for Coffee with the Critters. Otherwise, if you want to take out the live streams, the memberships and the projects, you can find them on theanimalbehaviorcenter.com. Thanks, Julie. See you guys. Have a great weekend.